Oh, they blow him up once more. This Granger not able to gun anyone down. We have the Dragon, no follow-up from Puckbet. He got control. MP once more finding 2 kills of his own. And Dur trying whatever he can, but gets nothing. Ooh, spell destruction last. Shizo gets gone on. Ooh. Here comes MP looking for Shizo. The shadow kill will not do enough. Shizo goes down. Dur also just evaporates. Chovsker dies. James Punk's left again all alone. Gonna take the shadow back into for the Moskov.
Moskov's still gonna be a pretty safe option, though I'm a little bit sad that we don't get to see carry here. Like you mentioned, Husky, Paramis, direct count.
The results has been preordained just from the first 3 picks, but let's see if Lazy Esports can surprise us and upset the agents, or at least the new era of agents. We're heading into game 3 of this first match. Of course, Lazy Esports on their blue side once more with Blacklist International on red.
Looks like we're going to see purple buff start for both sides as well, which means that they will end up rotating the opposite sides of the map around that level 4 mark. In this case, James Punks is going to be the one that goes to the EXP lane to maybe give some hand to the Dur, but unfortunately with a glue and Gatot as well, Hayabusa is going to have a bit of a hard time racking up kills on that Ogi Shadow kill.
Damn, I mean, looking at kind of the start already, I can't help but feel that, you know, just a follow-up to the whole point you brought out about the Nether Realm and how Lazy wants to fight this. None of them wants to stay in the Nether Realm, right? Like, they all want to be at different places at a time. So if you are Cho Skirt, what are you gonna do, you know, in these fights? So we can start with the bottom lane gang. That's a Revitalize. And they're both fine. Proziva and Jane Pigman both get out. Haji shows up to the scene. So that's the first Ogi Shadow kill, getting nothing.
It's actually a respectable amount of damage, though, that James Punks and Dur were able to do there, even with the Revitalize in. I think we all knew that there was no way Ogi Shadow kill was getting a kill down there, but we see the Purify being used already by Chobskut to make sure he's not picked up by the Lantern player as well. Blacklist definitely has a map priority somewhat. Puckman is able to open up the map pretty well since he is on something like a Cho, but the presence that you have is a lot stronger on Blacklist side.
Yeah, if the turtle spawning, Blacklist will naturally gain that priority. And Lazy Esports, you just have to let it go. Like, who's gonna walk up? Maybe it will try. James Punks realizes that there's no way in, and now Haji will find the displacement. Chomska gets brought back. NetherRealm instantly popped. The Spirit Destruction does miss. First Blood going over to the Firemen. They blow up MP, and now the turnaround with the Infernal Pursuit, but they're all getting lifted up. Left, right, center. The split is still there. Finally expires. JM will just a flicker to get away. Shizo flickers over the wall. Looks for Haji. Guns him down. This man is the Ghost Rider himself. Lazy Esports finds 3 kills somehow and was able to get away by losing nothing.
That is not a fight Lazy should have won. And there is, like, logically no way they should have won that hard. 3 kills to nothing when Blacklist had the better initiation, when they were in control of the Turtle Pit. I gotta give props. That was actually just a really, really well played by Lazy. The NetherRealm timing actually came out really well to make sure that Dur didn't get picked off too early on. Then he was able to keep himself alive with the Infernal Pursuit and actually survive the entire thing without vengeance, by the way. And the fight lasted so long that Shizo was actually able to walk from top lane to come in and get a kill himself, flickering into the back line to pick up Haj. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, there's no way I would have predicted that happening.
I think it's the same way that MP didn't predict it to be blown up by the Ghostbusters. I think kind of used the split Gorbius as a pedestal to amplify that burst damage. So something that is a very, you know, rare interaction, and Blacklist probably didn't expect it to happen. And now with newfound info, let's see how they deal with it. It's JM against Dur. Naturally, again, the Phobius is just going to be a wet noodle fight in favor of JM. His backup arrives from both Lazy and Blacklist. And Perxiva will zone out the rest of the Cavalries. Fortunately, no reinforcement coming in. Shadow kill to the back line. James Punch just whittling down Hush a little bit, but not getting much done.
I still think that it's gonna be almost impossible for Lazy to really get a good positioning to contest turtles, just because Blacklist is so bulky and has good control and scouting with Zeusin as well. I think they can just afford to not really contest and instead go for a gank onto outplayed in the top lane to start building up Skypiercer stacks for James Punks, right? But they are able to still deny the positioning from Blacklist. No way if Dragon did miss, unfortunately.
This is actually not what I really expected, right? Like Lazy being able to control this more than I thought they were able to. Hodge, that's got brought back. Retribution comes out. Turtle goes over to Lazy eSports. Shizo tries to fight again. This time, Spirit of Destruction will connect. But for outplay, he's not going to take it. Both teams disengage once more.
I guess one thing to keep in mind though is that with Zeusin, Gatot, and Glue, Blacklist actually are lacking damage somewhat. It's very crucial for MP to be the one dishing out burst damage because Outplayed obviously can't join the fight yet either. So even though Blacklist has a stronger presence just in terms of bulkiness, they don't quite threaten Lazy enough in terms of DPS output. And because Lazy is slowing down these teams,
kind of slow on the timing, so will be punished by the electrifying beats. It's a good attempt, but that's gonna be flicker out. They can get Harsh in return. What a snipe from Shizo. There's icing on the cake. Perxiva wants to run away, but the Cyclone Knight gets out.
Puckbet Flicker jumps into the tower, misses way of the dragon, and somehow Lazy is still not punished. They're still able to get a kill onto Hodge despite everything. So Blacklist running into some issues here. They're not able to play the game quick enough because of this lack of DPS. Looking at the itemization, yep, we see Shizo going for that second item, Skypiercer, already building up stacks on it. James Punks did go for the Heptases first. Doesn't look like he's gonna be building Skypiercer, so just going for straight up DPS here to help support the team and allow Shizo to be the finisher.
The fact that Lazy now has a minor gold lead, and look at where Outplayed is, right? He can't even step into the lane. Blacklist will trade the bot tier 1 for the top. Get something in return. James Punks will eat up this wave. Everything going according to the plan of Lazy eSports. Puckbet, again, always fishing for any way of the dragon kick, but never in a rush to do so.
The thing is though, even with Gatot and Glue, you do have double frontline. Your initiation is still not very reliable. In fact, Hodge is probably your most solid form of initiation. That actually allows Lazy to be very cheeky. And if Shizo had like a couple more stacks of Skypiercer there, JM would have just blown up on the spot. So we can see that Blacklist is actually in a tough spot. The turtle is gonna be claimed by James Punks, and Lazy actually in control in the mid game.
Well, they do find Shizo finally to shut him down bot side. Now with the Crimson Beacon, Puckbet will also be lifted up. Double kill for MP. Initiative from Blacklist finally paying off. Did have to wait quite a while for them to make that move, but seems like they are now accelerating.
Yeah, better late than never though. I think this is very smart by Blacklist. Lazy eSports' lineup in general promotes them splitting up across the map to make things happen. So it means that pickoff style compositions are going to be very good at catching them off guard if you're able to rotate together. And that's exactly what Blacklist did. They saw Shizo down bottom, they knew that Lazy wasn't really grouped up to protect him in the goal lane, and managed to get 2 kills on that. MP even now building up their score to 3 kills means that this joy is going to start accelerating.
The Ogi Shadow kill, again dispersed by all the meat shields that Blacklist have. This might just ease it up. MP, oh, big flank from behind. Dur is out of position. AOG straight onto Shizo. They blow him up once more. This Granger not able to gun anyone down with the dragon. No follow-up from Puckbet. He got control. MP once more finding 2 kills of his own. And Dur trying whatever he can, but gets nothing. So that's going to be 4 dead on Lazy. Triple kill for MP. And James Punks can only watch as his team gets absolutely massacred.
2 fights. That's all it took. MP is now the dominant threat on the entire map. Third game as joy, third time's the charm. Blacklist International instantly reverses the goal lead, 2k goal advantage now, 9 minutes in. And I am going to be honest with you, I feel like that's game. Just straight up. Like, as long as Blacklist doesn't make any more notable mistakes after this, the game just completely goes in their favor now because they don't really have the tools to be able to manage a straight up dive composition like this.
Yeah, unless Shizo can play out of his mind like game 2. And even then, the same conversation gets repeated, right? This is the support system sturdy enough to keep the engine running. As we saw how MP just found that insane flank, basically wrapped around the entire quadrant of the jungle. And who is going to protect Shizo if you're lazy, right? Like, maybe Choveskirt, but that's probably only it.
Honestly, the only win con for lazy is if Pakbet kicks MP. They have to kick MP. There is no other way around it.
Oh, they're not going to get the lore, that's for sure. Pakbet's going to keep his life away. They get rid of Perziva first. Here comes the big counter engage, though. The damage with the shadow kill and the Rhapsody is actually enough. Lazy, despite losing the Lord, was able to get 3 kills. Let's see if they can convert it into more. The Lord will unfortunately not be of any use for Blacklist, at least not the first one.
You know how I said that the game would be Blacklist as long as they don't make any notable mistakes? Yeah, that's a notable mistake. Just straight up. Like, there is no reason they should be that, like, messed up by Pakbet alone just in their back line. And it bought so much time that Lazy were able to group up under the Nether Realm and just, like, run them down. This isn't even a rundown composition. It makes no sense. Blacklist should have been able to survive that. But Lazy Esports is showing that when there is a will, there is a way. And well, Shizo is actually quite rich at this point. A 9k net worth total. MP is still going to be a notable threat, but the Joy has to be a bit more careful about who she decides to run into.
Yeah, you just say as long as MP stays alive, it's Blacklist game, and the next moment he got blown up. So that's how Lazy found the advantage. A minor way back into the game. They find a control on the JM though. He will survive. The AOG committed. Perziva joins the fight, but look at James Pang. He is uncontested. Seems like Shizo wants to fight this MP. Oh my goodness! But it gets eaten up in another round. He gets kicked and blasted by the Ghost Burster. So at the end of that, Lazy seemingly have a decent chance. 2-for-2 trade. Choveskirt is going to be back thanks to the passive. And the Lazy Esports again holds back Blacklist.
I actually don't really know what I'm looking at anymore in these team fights. It is incredibly messy on both teams. It is chaotic, in fact. Like, Blacklist were the ones to start the fight, then they got caught out, then MP comes in. NetherRealm timing was actually clean. I gotta give a lot of props to Choveskirt. We were wondering if this Paramis would really work out in this game, because this is not a team fight lineup, but Choveskirt is making it work. His timing is really, really good to make sure that the burst from Blacklist is not getting the damage it needs to output. So because of that, Lazy is surviving way more engagements than they should be, because they just overall have the squishier lineup. Blacklist, they still have the tools, but at this point, yeah, Wishing Lantern on Choveskirt, I think JM actually needs to be a bit more careful about when he splits. Because he is giving Choveskirt so much teamfight damage.
So that's the third death for MP. The second Lord now spawns bottom side. Which is, I think right now, actually, it's the strongest side for Lazy just because they have that big wave which Blacklist will need to eventually deal with. They do have that Moskov which can join the fight as long as he hits that Spear of Destruction. Blacklist is the one that starts off the aggro, so Lazy knows that this is happening.
We do still have to keep an eye on Outplay. The Moskov actually hasn't died yet this game so far, so his farm should be pretty solid.
Spear of Destruction, Pakbet completely out of position. Doesn't have to kick anymore. Immortality. Good nether round. Pakbet actually
out?
Survives that. And now MP can be jumped on the RNG from the shadow kill. All onto MP, and James Pang just hit the jackpot with that one. Lazy takes down the Joy for the 4th time.
Lazy is genuinely making miracles happen. I am so impressed by this MDL team right now. They're not only able to escape the initial engagement, Pakbet somehow escapes despite being surrounded by 4 members after the immortality. James Pang finds the angle to pick up MP in the middle of all of that. That is insane. That is ridiculous. Lazy eSports is showing the world what they're capable of right now. They have the Lord. Most of the external towers for BLACKLIST are gone. But they still have to be careful. The siege potential, the defensive play that BLACKLIST can output is actually not bad. So Lazy, let's see what the approach is here.
We need an instant replay of that Ogi Shadow Kill bounce because MP ate all of it despite his team being around him. Now that mid inhibitor is going to fall. Poke from Shizo, not to be underestimated. Mentioned that's the Ghost Burster as well. So JM, he might be tanking the Rhapsody, but tanking Ghost Burster basically just puts his team in jeopardy. The BLACKLIST, they will take down the Lord, but at the end of the day, the last tier 2 will also be destroyed topside. It's a double wave. Triple cannon minion as well. Conceal, Pakbet looking for potential angle. Haji loses half his health. That's Crimson Beacon expended just to stay alive. And BLACKLIST able to defend their side lane inhibs.
Honestly, in 3 games, I think this is the most disciplined Lazy eSports has looked so far, while still maintaining their characteristic aggression, right? They're doing a great job of just keeping BLACKLIST in their base, making sure that they're not able to engage on them. And this time, not over-committing. I like that Pakbet went for a very early immortality this game because he knows that he does have a tendency of dying pretty early on. In fact, it's what saved him in that previous fight. Looking at the overall itemization, Shizo already maxed out. Outplayed is actually maxed as well. Does have the Wind of Nature, while Shizo doesn't. So that could make a difference depending on which point of the game we get to. And MP has a Winter Crown as well. So it won't be quite as easy to take him out the next time, but BLACKLIST has definitely lost a lot more ground than they would have expected to by this point in the game.
Now, all the lead that they got gone. They got the flicker out of Pakbet, so that is 2 minutes without an important gap closer for Lazy eSports. I guess the silver lining is that the inhibitor that fell was the mid lane one, so it's not the hardest for BLACKLIST to kind of manage for sure, as the next Lord will spawn top side. And BLACKLIST, they're going to shove out the bottom wave, so that part's going to be resetted. Actually, not really, they didn't clear the full wave. It's going to slow push towards Lazy for sure.
I think BLACKLIST are doing a good job of keeping the macro up right now. They're definitely slowing the game down, right? We can see. Because they know that despite them having the better front-to-back lineup, Lazy eSports has been doing an excellent job of just disrupting the backline. So instead, setting up the minion waves, forcing Lazy in a position where they have to split themselves up to defend, will make them following teamfights. Ooh,
that's the Sky Pierce, the problem. Pakbet comes with immortality, but this time will fall. So that is a big goal sign for BLACKLIST right now. Plenty of opportunities, plenty of openings, especially for MP, right? You don't have the kick to kind of crowd control you, and the Phobius isn't really the best tool. Spell Destruction Land, Shizo gets gone on. Here comes MP looking for Shizo. The Shadow Kill will not do enough. Shizo goes down. Dirt also just evaporates. Chovsker dies. James Punk's left again all alone to take the Shadow back into the face of MP. Haji flickers over the wall, gets the triple kill. And they don't even need a Lord right now. Pakbet will be back up in 5 seconds. Chovsker respawn thanks to his passive, but it's a 5v2.
This is going to be a difficult one, but 20 seconds is all Lazy needs to hold on to. BLACKLIST finally finding the decisive win that they needed, punishing Lazy, overstaying their welcome without their roamer, and they have their eyes on the end game.
And Pakbet, he's just going to throw his life, trying to clear out the minions, but unfortunately, it is just not enough. BLACKLIST International takes our first opening series of the challenge seasons 2-1 over Lazy eSports.
It was a very, very good attempt. This MDL team has shown us what they're capable of, but they're still missing a tiny something to really close things out against the experience of these more veteran teams. They